This is exciting. Hello, beautiful human. I am Zach. That is Ann. And today we welcome to the studio the singing voice of Mira. Yes, Mira. From the historic movie K-Pop Demon Hunters, please say hello to Audrey Nuna.
Hey.
Hi. Wow, applause. That's so sweet. Thank you.
First of all, you have a tooth on your leg.
I do.
Yeah.
Damn, it's peeking out.
Yeah, it's staring at us.
Yeah, she's out.
I'm exposed.
I want to talk K-Pop Demon Hunters, but really quickly, why a tooth?
So there's no reason. I just like teeth.
That's cool.
I think teeth are cool.
Interesting.
I like when I meet people who have also a tooth tattoo, I'm like, why did you get it? Because let me steal your answer. Because people always ask me and I don't have an answer. The most recent person I met who had teeth tattoos was like, it's like growth, you know? It symbolizes growth, but also sturdiness. I was like, okay, I'm going to steal that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, because teeth don't decay. They don't get removed. They don't get replaced.
I mean, teeth definitely decay. But I feel like, honestly, for me, I think I just felt like it one day. And I think teeth are really cool. There's like bones that protrude out of your face.
It is an interesting concept.
It's pretty crazy if you think about it. And they do shift like every, I think, 7 years or something like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I just think they're fascinating. I think a lot of things are fascinating. But
what do you find fascinating about the success you're having right now?
Bro, so many things. So many things. Like, I'm truly in a place right now where I'm in complete awe. Because I don't think any of us could have predicted that, you know, this was going to happen and it was going to be received in this way. So it's truly just incredible. I think just first and foremost, as a Korean American person, I'm just like, hell yeah. Because just Korean culture on such a different level of platform than I've ever seen before. I think there's so many mysterious things about it. You know, it's like my first time being on a Billboard chart of any kind is through a animated pink hair demon hunting, you know, character. And there's just something so childlike and beautiful about that, to just be a part of that, and to be a part of, I want to shout out Maggie Kang and Chris Applehans, the directors of the movie, to be a part of their vision like that is just, I'm just humbled and inspired.
Can you explain to us the process of getting the singing role?
Yeah.
Of one of the three?
This is another thing that just leaves me in awe, because honestly, it was really just like a homie. Yeah. Like there's this guy, Danny Chung, who has been involved in the Black label. He's been an amazing songwriter on that label. And I've known him since I was like 18 years old, because he used to game with my first manager's friend's brother at the PC Bangs, which is like those computer rooms in like Fort Lee, New Jersey.
Is that where you're from?
I'm from New Jersey, but I'm not from Fort Lee, but I lived there for like 3 years.
I'm from Wayne.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. William Patterson University.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a summer camp there once.
Of course.
Yeah.
That and the SATs are taken there.
No way.
A lot of people take the SATs.
I totally blocked
there.
that out of my memory.
Where are you from?
I'm from Manalapan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You know where that is?
Am I from New Jersey or am I from New Jersey?
Honestly, though, I guess I'm a bad Jerseyan, because people always tell me where they're from in Jersey. I'm like, I've literally never heard of that place before. But
you knew Wayne?
Yeah, I knew Wayne.
Fountains Wayne,
True.
William Patterson.
I used to take voice lessons in that area.
Baller.
Yeah.
Back to K-Pop Demon Hunters. So you get this singing role through, that's the universe, yeah?
Yeah, it's definitely insane, you know?
So can you explain, like, you get a call? Like, what is it?
So I actually didn't even know it was through him, because I hadn't really caught up with him in a while. But it was so random. My manager at the time was just like, hey, do you want to hop on a call with this guy who's executive producing this like little side project Sony Animation is doing, or Sony Pictures is doing? And I get pitched so many Korean American K-pop projects, you know. I think I, in a sense, have felt sometimes jaded, just because it sometimes does feel like things are being thrown at you just because you are like the person that could play the role, or, you know, I think I get pitched so many different things. This project in particular, I remember not going in with any kind of expectation. And when I got on the call with Ian, who's the producer for the music, he just played me the music and he explained the movie to me in a way that I felt was so relatable to my life. He was basically like, it's about these K-pop singers who, you know, they're all kind of different, but in each of them there are these two like kind of opposing forces, and it's this ultimately this movie about being your full self and embracing your full self and finding belonging in that. And for me, I was like, this is just so true to, I think, the Korean American, I mean, Maggie's Korean Canadian, but same idea, this cross-cultural experience. And I just felt like I want to be a part of that message, you know, and I've also just always been interested in film and animation. So it's like, sure, I'll do it. They just asked me to do it and I did it. That's literally it.
What did you learn about the process? The animation process? I mean, the movie making process?
I learned that movie making is just on some other shit. She worked on the movie for 7 years, you know.
Whoa.
So I was at the very tail end of this process in a sense. I think I just have an enormous respect for anyone in animation, because animation's so cool, because if you see things like, you know, Spirited Away or anything from the Studio Ghibli, or even like Adventure Time and just all cartoons and animation, I feel like there's this sense of endless possibility. And, you know, you don't necessarily need like the crazy equipment to create this crazy camera movement. You just need a lot of time and a lot of dedication. So I would say I was really amazed by that process. In terms of recording for this project, I also make my own music and I write my own music. I'm involved in the production of my music. So I'm very much wearing so many hats when I make music usually, but this was strictly like, we just want you to deliver the lines. We just want you to be you and step into this character, you know? And that was such a learning experience. It was so cool to do that.
Is that scary or freeing?
Both. It was both, because it's such a genre that I'm not super, you know, versed in. But I think what I did feel was such a deep connection to the character. So to really just come from a deep-rooted place of story and storytelling and being of service to the story was really refreshing. And to just kind of think only about that and not about the technicalities, or not about the, you know, like, is the mix right? Are the words right? No, it's just like exist on this and be a vessel for who this character is, and a character who I find so inspiring. So it was really one of the most, what's the word? Serendipitous things. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a great word.
Yeah.
Serendipitous. 5 syllables.
Whoa.
Yeah. I just flexed on you guys.
By the way, your own music is great.
Thank you.
Trench is great.
Thank you.
It is very, Liquid Breakfast, great. Very much not K-pop.
No.
What is your relationship with the genre before starting this project?
Well, first things first, I fainted at a Big Bang concert when I was 12.
You're a real one.
Yeah. So there's that. Just
okay.
need to drop that real quick. So
you have cred.
yeah, so I have cred, you know? Like, I think it's always been such a part of my life because I'm Korean. So one of my earliest memories of YouTube in general was the Wonder Girls Tell Me music video.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
And I remember thinking like, this is fire. This is so fire.
They understood so much. They understood both past, present, and future all in one.
Absolutely. And just, yeah, I think it was in a way, my first true access to my own culture in a music media sense. You know, you don't really see yourself growing up here represented so much, you know? You're like, Lucy Liu is fire, and, you know, you have your heroes like Sandra Oh is fire, you know? But like, it's not very common to see your own face represented in the music and the media, so in film. So I think seeing K-pop was like, especially like the early 2010s K-pop is what kind of drew me to it as a kid, of like YG Entertainment, G-Dragon, 21, Big Bang, like these very bold Asian faces, I guess. That really, it was really formative and inspiring for me. So that was my beginning of my relationship. And I think just over the years, seeing the way that it's become so global is it's it's fucking wild, even for me as a Korean person, because I grew up, hiding my stanky ass lunches and being like, no one look at my kimbap, And now it's like, wow, to see the culture kind of grow in that way is really cool.
Yeah, what does that acceptance feel like?
Such a good question. I'm emotionally constipated constantly.
What's that mean? What does that mean?
I take time. I really marinate to understand my own feelings. I think that's probably why I make music, because sometimes I really just don't even know how I feel. And that's why I find, questions are always so great. How does it make me feel? It makes me feel proud. It makes me feel really proud. It makes me feel, I think that's the biggest word, I would say. Proud to be Korean. I think in the cultural and like historical context too, of just knowing my lineage, knowing that I come from a very resilient group of people who have, survived a lot of different things, and even thinking about my ancestors as like a Korean American woman and just like the amount of bullshit that they had to deal with for me to be here and like take up space in this way. I guess I just don't take for granted the fact that has been not just it's not just the rise of K-pop, it's like a very historical journey to arrive to this point. And I guess I feel grateful to be alive in this era.
Thank you for your honesty and very real. Do you feel like K-Pop Demon Hunters has a responsibility in kind of keeping that cultural awareness alive? Because it's doing that, right? Like to see the amount of kids, like it's being described as like a 6-year-old's version of Star Wars. Like this is their
God,
thing.
I love that.
CNN is doing like giant packages on it where they just
I saw that yesterday. I was low-key crying. It was so cute.
The impact is being studied and really felt.
Right.
And it's kids from all different walks of life.
Yeah.
And they're young.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really surreal. It's really surreal. I think beyond responsibility, they're already doing it. Like, it's been done. It has been done. It speaks for itself. I love that this movie is not just it is a kid's movie, obviously, but the level of depth, the level of layers, the kind of veil that it pulls back on some unspoken parts of Korean culture, Korean family dynamics. Like, I've seen TikToks breaking down the psychology of, the characters in this movie. I've seen some crazy shit, and I'm just like, this movie, I think the reason that it is resonating at this level, not just with the kids, but with the adults, is because, yes, it is so likable, so entertaining. It's so colorful. It's exciting. But at the same time, it just really speaks to, yes, the Korean American and therefore like the human experience of just belonging and facing your fears and just like some really philosophical type shit. And that is just, to me, the biggest accomplishment for the team.
What are the family dynamics that are being explored?
I think this idea of perfectionism. I think with Korean culture, because there has been so much struggle and so much, just kind of, like struggle to get to the place that the country is in now. I think there is one excellence. Like, honestly, Koreans are just some crazy motherfuckers. Like, if they're going to do something, they're going to do that shit. I saw this Guinness World Record that was recently crushed by this Korean dude who did like some crazy shit, like 11,000 pull-ups in 24 hours. So just this level of like grit, like if we're going to do this shit, we're going to do it right. And therefore, I think that is a beautiful part of the culture. I also think this, sometimes this focus on perfectionism, it can leave very little room for mistakes, I guess. And again, with this movie, I think it's really talking about facing your vulnerabilities and facing the fact that we are all different. We're not perfect. So I believe that this movie was just such a poetic and fun and inspiring vessel to really talk about that, because I think the director comes from that experience, and she somehow translated it into this thing that all the 8-year-olds are singing at recess. You know,
It's crazy.
it's wild.
How do you view Hundreds? Does it feel like just a role you're playing, or does it almost feel like a real K-pop group that you're a part of now?
I would say it feels like a symbol. I think it just represents this very much cross-cultural thing, because, you know, it is K-pop, but the songs are in English, and they do speak to kind of a very like immigrant experience almost. So I think that it's kind of like a unconventional K-pop group, girl group. It's, you know, draws so much inspiration, I think, from the K-pop of today. But I think there is something different about it, you know. There is something that's very kind of walking this line between worlds. It's like, it's not fully Korean. It is obviously Korean, but it's not 100% only Korean, because Maggie's Korean Canadian, you know. So her experience of both is there. Like the humor feels in some ways like American, but then they're stuffing animated kimbap, you know,
Do
in
you
their
have
faces.
Do you have a lot of interaction with the other singers, or was it very isolated?
Yeah, oh, you mean during the process?
Yeah.
So during the process, it was pretty individual of a process. Like we would hear each other's parts in, you know, the headphones. But I would say I've known Ray for a while, who plays Zoe, and I've also known EJ since I was like 16 years old from some random situation. Like I met her when I went to Korea when I was 16. She was being mentored by Andrew Choi, who's actually the voice of Chinu. So I met both of them when I was 16 through a church friend.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's wild.
The world is so small.
I mean, if you're Korean and you're doing music and you're really trying to do that shit, the community is tight knit, honestly.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's, by the way, like, I gotta say, like, all music is. Like, if you really think about it, the whole entire, like, the music world is very small. It really is. Like, it is a tinier universe than people think.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it is pretty, there's a lot of like weird synchronicities especially if you live in LA for a while.
Oh, 100%.
I'm sure you know. Yeah, I'm sure you both know.
Yeah. I heard about this project, like, from my friend who works at Black Label, I don't know, like 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Long time ago. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I wonder when that movie's going to come out.
Yeah.
Were you even attached 2.5 years ago?
2.5, no.
Or something like that. I don't know. I
I
heard
don't
about
think
it a long
so.
time ago.
Maybe 2 years ago. Yeah.
That makes sense.
How long ago did you record Golden?
You know, my concept of time is like a 4-year-old. So I'm going to need like 3 seconds to compute.
Okay.
I think it was, what year is it? What month is it? It's
It's
August.
August of
I was going to say it's
2025.
October. It's August. I think I recorded it last year. Yeah, summer of last year.
Do you have any idea when you go into that session, like, what you're really signing up for? I mean, you do, because it's been described to you.
Yeah.
You can't predict that it's going to top the Billboard charts, though.
No. Can never predict that. Although there's a Korean saying that if you have a hit, you'll see a ghost in the studio. And EJ was telling us on FaceTime the other day that she's never told anyone this, but she saw a ghost the day that she recorded Golden.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And?
And he was wearing a flannel. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I honestly believe her because she was like so spooked. She's like, I'm thinking about it now and like, that was so crazy. But that studio was apparently haunted. Like, people have seen this guy in the flannel. He's always in the flannel.
Yeah, but he showed up.
Yeah, he showed up. He pulled up for the homies. He was like,
Yeah, when,
yo, it's a banger.
when the right idea, the right concept was vesseled through.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's really special. It's a really special convergence of so many different things that I think I was going to say overdue, but I think the timing is just absolutely flawless.
The meaning and message behind what it sounds like. What is it like when you first, like, I mean, are you reading the lyrics as they come? Like, you're just reading them, right?
It was so fun because we got these binders with sheet music. And I grew up in musical theater, so this is something that was very nostalgic for me to have to read the harmonies stacked in like these huge stabs with like the soprano part, the alto part, you know, whatever. And that was fun. That was really fun. And they did, you know, give me an idea of what the music was going to sound like. So I definitely practiced before I went into these sessions because this is not in my comfort zone.
So when the meaning and message behind what it sounds like, when you read it and you soak it in for the first time, how do you receive it? How do you internalize it? How do you make that your own?
I really loved that song, honestly, from the moment. Even like, regardless of genre, I think what I understood was like, this is really good music. This is very catchy. I know this stuff from the moment that I hear it once, I can sing it back. And I felt really emotional, honestly. I'm not even going to lie. I remember seeing the first drafts because when you're recording, you can see what they have of the animation. And it was kind of funny because obviously things were still being worked out. So like they weren't walking, they were just like floating kind of. And like, you know, all the people were like still. But regardless of all those details, when I first started singing the song with the animation in the background, I just kept getting chills. I was like, why do I keep getting chills? This is weird. And I think it's because that song is so powerful. That song is such a revelation. It's such a response to Golden too, you know, it's like the full circle. And yeah, I remember I actually shed a tear like during seeing one of the more final versions of the of what it feels like with the animation of like the whole stadium and everything, and the girls floating into the air. It was like, this is insane.
What was it like watching this movie for the first time?
I cried. And I want to just say I do not cry that often. Like I said, I'm emotionally constipated, so I cry like maybe 2 or 2.5 times a year. But like most of the time when I cry, it's like, it's bad. It's like sobbing for like 30 minutes straight because I kind of release in like spurts. But I just fat tears at the Netflix screening. And you know what? It was weird. What got me, I know this is kind of going to be like my 4th time talking about K-pop in this interview, but what really got me was seeing Korean food animated. I was just like, that's just like, it's the shit I used to hide as a kid in 2nd grade going to school thinking it's so embarrassing. And to see it just like in its animated form, it's just something about that tickled me in a different way. It's like, this is a new era.
Cultural acceptance, like within media and movies like this, it's like, it hits different. It hits the mainstream in a different way. But I got to say, like, Korean culture has been becoming mainstream for a few years now.
Yeah.
It's been a really cool thing to witness.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've all felt this kind of like, it's been here, you know. Even 10 years ago when I fainted at that, or 13 years ago when I fainted at that Big Bang concert, that was a sold-out concert at Prudential Center.
Real.
I fainted because that shit was crowded and I was dehydrated. But regardless, it's like, it's been here, you know. It's been here, but I think this is like it's like a culmination of all those things. It feels like it does feel like a slightly different color spectrum. Like the hues are just like deeper and it's just a different world. It feels like to me.
By the way, I wasn't at that concert, but I was at the Wonder Girls in 2010.
That's fire.
Watching them open up for the Jonas Brothers. And yes, the Wonder Girls came on our show.
They opened for the Jonas Brothers?
100%. 100%.
The fuck out of here.
100%.
That's actually the most epic thing that I've heard.
And I got them to come to my
month.
studio. It's pretty cool. I don't want to brag. It was in Jersey City, but whatever.
Oh my God.
It matters
That's so
to me.
sick.
I love the Wonder Girls.
Dude. No, legendary. Truly legendary. Cultural bridge.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's so the right way to describe them.
That was definitely also, I think that was also like one of those moments, you know, in its own way, where we just kind of like timeline skipped. And now we're here. And K-Pop Demon Hunters is just another portal to this like different world for me.
How many times do you have to cut these songs while you're in the booth? And like, what are the direction? Like, what direction are you getting? Has to be so different than when you're cutting your own music.
So different. So different.
Like not even
Actually
comparable.
opposite. Actually opposite. I'm just
Because
thinking
I can
about it now.
picture it in my head, and I like.
So different. I say it's different because I think with my music, there's a level of capturing. And a lot of times with my music, I'd be caught up sometimes in like, I like the demo the best because the moment I conceived it was the best moment, in my younger years. And something that I think, working with Ian, seeing EJ, seeing Ray and the whole process was kind of just, no, you can do it better. And you can be a performer. And you can struggle for it, in a different way than like, and I think both are so important. Both approaches are so important. But with Ian, it was like, I think, like Fit Check for My Napalm Era, that line in one of the songs, and how it's done. I did that shit so many times. I think I did that shit like, I don't know, like 37 times or something plus. I can't give you an exact number, but it was cool to work with someone so relentless about performance because he was just that committed to making the story come to life. And we tried everything. He was like, try it like you're angry and, try it like you're the shit. Now try it like I don't know, all these different ways of trying it. It was a masterclass in being a recording artist.
Very different than just being an artist, right?
Very different, and very nostalgic in a way. I'm kind of used to like cutting the final vocals in like my friend's living room with rain pitter-pattering on the pitter-patter. Okay, that's also 5. But pitter-pattering like on the window and the rain's in there, but whatever, it's fine. And I think that's cool. I think that's great. But this is like, I feel like I kind of teleported back to the past where making music is expensive. It's like
Real.
every minute it's costing us. So you better like pull up and shit on the floor,
It's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
How do you think this will affect you moving forward when it comes to your music and album number 3?
I think just really just storytelling, honestly. I think I've always been, I've always loved being creative. I've always loved aesthetic. I've always loved colors. I've always loved textures, palettes, all those things. But I think what this project really kind of drove home for me was the idea that those things are really important, but it really reinforced for me, because I've always loved artists who do this, but it reinforced for me in a very clear way the importance of the story, and like the heartbeat is always the story as a human. And I think that's really important, especially nowadays, because everyone and their mom is making music, everyone and their mom is dropping mixtapes on SoundCloud, and everyone and their mom is like making, 30-second TikTok reels to promote what they have to say. So sometimes I'm like, I really want to take up space in a way that is actually going to connect with people and connect different people. So yeah, that's what it taught me.
You made a Google Slides presentation for your parents when you wanted to convince them to pursue this full time.
Yes.
Has your why or desires, like why you do this, changed since that presentation?
I think they've been tested. I don't think they've changed so much. I think when things are tested, you tend to come back from it and hold on to it even stronger. And that's where I'm at right now. I feel very crystal clear on why I do this. I think when I first moved to LA, LA is kind of a vortex. How long have you guys been out here?
He'll remember.
Going on 11 years.
My favorite number. I have an 11 tattoo as well. But yeah, it's just, we're close to the simulation core processor here, and you can really get swept away in so much. So I think that was really a period when I first moved here of trial and testing. Now, having kind of gone through that tunnel, I do feel this unprecedented sense of just knowing why and why I do what I do and who I am and what I do want to say. So I'm very grateful for all of the rough, tough experiences that the city has given me.
What do you do it? What do you do what you do?
I do what I do. Oh my God, I feel like I'm in therapy right now. This is great. Love this orange couch, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a great shade of orange. Personally, I do what I do because I think growing up as a Korean American, in the suburbs of New Jersey, not really surrounded by a lot of people who looked like myself, I think I grew up feeling this sense of comfort in walking these two lines between these two worlds. And I think because of that, I've been very emboldened to go on this journey of embracing my full self and not denying any parts of myself and just being able to say, like, we're all unique, we're all different, and we can be our full selves, and I think that's what the world needs, is for us to all be our full selves. So in that vein, I think I would like to just send a rallying call to all the weirdos, loners, outsiders, and kind of just create a sense of reclaiming that, reclaiming this idea that we should be our full selves. And, I think embracing all your fears, your full self, is really ultimately what allows you to be your best self. And I would just like to, have that courage, and hopefully by me doing that, I can embolden some other people to do the same and just live your best fucking life.
Do you have this courage at the beginning of your career, or does it come from your career? Like in 2019, you do a song with Jack Harlow. Are you confident before creating Comic Sans? Are you confident after making Comic Sans?
It's very cyclical. It's so cyclical. It's a journey for me too. I was confident before I made Comic Sans. I think what really tested my confidence was honestly, success. I think I was very blessed to be able to have my music resonate with people very early on in my career. I kind of started doing it. It was a journey, but for the most part, I feel very blessed to have, within a year of really, really trying to make music, being able to sign with a label and put out music, the way I wanted to put it out. I think the thing that really tests your confidence is sometimes success, weirdly, not the struggle.
So real.
Yeah, I think the struggle is what has...
Because the quest, you're blindly naive and confidence out the ass, because you're kind of...
Out the ass.
You're really in pursuit of something.
I just wanted to say that.
No, but it's it is kind of true. You are in pursuit of this thing, at all costs, because you also don't even know, the ramifications or ripple effects of any actions yet.
I look up to my younger self so much. My younger self she's just that bitch, I think we all should look up to our younger selves.
So real.
But it's just a cycle of life, because you see things, you can't unsee them, and that's what causes people to be afraid. And I think that trying to send a message out to your younger self to give you some strength is very valid.
How'd you link up with Jack Harlow? How'd that even happen?
My manager at the time found his manager's personal email and just emailed them. And they responded after 4 months.
That's crazy. The fact that
it was
they even
Hotmail
responded.
or some shit. Yahoo or something. Yeah.
Damn.
But
And
that
he
was
was down.
before What's Poppin' came out,
It
wasn't it?
was.
So how did you guys discover Jack Harlow? Do you
I just
remember?
liked his music. Thought he was fire. Like Sundown and all like the kind of clips inspired shit that he was doing at the time. I found it on Spotify and I was like, this guy's kind of fire. I feel like he would sound really good on this song. That was it. And then,
And he
yeah,
does.
he pulled up, huh?
I said, and he does.
Yeah, he's sick. And he pulled up for the video shoot. He's a really nice guy, you know, nothing but nice things to say about him.
I mean, at a point in the 4-month period, you must think that like it's never going to happen, right? And you move on to a second option, or no? You kept the
Again, serendipitous, because I think I reached out to so many people and they all dubbed me.
And the universe said, Jack Harlow is going to do this.
Yeah, he's the guy for the job. It's funny because like sometimes the artists that I reached out for that feature will will DM me randomly, be like, "Yo, you're fire, you're hard," and then you see in like 2019, he's like, "Hi, my name is Audrey. I just started making music. I would love to hear you." Like, it's so hilarious the way things happen.
The receipts,
The receipts are scary.
they're kept.
They are very much kept.
By the way, you got to listen to all the music from K-Pop Demon Hunters and all of Audrey's music. It's waiting for you on Amazon Music. Listen to Trench. Listen to Liquid Diet or Liquid Breakfast. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Honestly, I need liquid diet right now. I'm like my digestive system these days. I'm like so fucked up. Nutritious diet.
Why are you fucked up? What's going on?
I don't know. I just keep getting like stomach acid burn. Like I feel like a grandma. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and like my stomach hurts. So I like prop myself up these days.
Your outfit it is kind of giving.
Thank you. One of my style icons of all time is my grandpa. So it's a huge compliment.
That's
to me.
amazing.
Thank you. He was so swaggy.
Yeah, you're doing him proud.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
well
you.
done.
Means a lot.
What are you thinking over there, Daniel?
What made you even want to start rapping as a young girl from New Jersey in the first place?
I think I was just a fan of the genre. It really wasn't consciously planned. It was being a fan of the genre and kind of secretly writing my little raps because it's like, this is fun. Oh, this is dangerous because I grew up in a household where cursing was not allowed, you know. Saying stupid was like a bad word, you know, for me growing up. So I think I was so repressed in that way that when I heard when I heard Busta Rhymes for the first time, you know, or you know, when I heard like Kendrick, I was like, this feels so dangerous. Like I feel so moved by this. So I was a fan of the genre. Then Comic Sans was like really the second rap song like I ever recorded. And it just came from messing around. I was like, I'm not going to sing on this. I don't think that's right for the song. And I just kind of wrote the verse. It's very organic.
How are you balancing that moving forward, rapping versus singing?
I would like to really focus on singing only because I think, I mean, not only singing, I definitely, you know, have a love for both, but I think these days, particularly, I feel very connected to the singing side of myself just because I'm really reconnecting with my roots these days and kind of what made me want to start to do music in the first place. So I really have been trying to improve my singing game. I think poetry, you know, poetry will always be kind of a part of the fodder. Is that a word?
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing that like cows or something? Isn't that what
Cows?
is fodder?
No, fodder is not what cows eat.
What is it?
No, fodder, food, especially dried hay or
Oh,
feed for
okay.
cattle and other livestock.
But it also means something else.
Information or people considered as raw material or an easily consumed source for a particular purpose.
Wow, that's a crazy different meaning for one word, but not really, but that's wild.
And that's why English is fucking
Either way, it's crazy. I love English. Either way, though, I think both meanings work for this context. Like the fodder of my kind of lyrical exploration, I think will always come from this kind of free write poetic space, and I never want to feel like, you know, that shouldn't be a part of anything. I don't want to feel boxed in by any genre or discipline.
By the way, like that does exist a little bit on your Tizo Touchdown collab.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great record there. How
Thank
does that
you.
collaboration happen?
Thank you. That was actually through an A&R of mine who was just in the studio with him and kind of played him the song just to see what he thought. And he was like, he fucked with it. Again, just so serendipitous. And I'm just a fan, you know. I feel like he is one of those people who is just really, I feel like creativity just like oozes out of that man. And I found that to be inspiring. Just wanted him to be a part of it. I also felt like it was a really cool, it was kind of the last person that I imagined for the track, you know. We were thinking like, oh, would love to hear like Steve Lacy on this, or, you know, maybe Mac DeMarco, someone in that kind of, you know, band world. But I feel like the thing with Tizo that's so cool is that he has that influence and he really blends a lot of different influences, as they all do, but just in particular with this in a way that was very quirky to the song.
It's a good album. You should be very proud of it, the whole
Thank
thing.
you.
Listen to Trench. Listen to Liquid Breakfast. A Liquid Breakfast. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
It's all on
I know
Amazon
he's not
Music. Like, what the fuck's up? You want to fight?
I want to know.
No, I
wanna
just
fight?
didn't know if he was gonna get it right this time. He gets the name of everything wrong.
Usually.
No, it's okay.
Artist names, album names, song titles.
It's really embarrassing.
No,
Every interview he gets it
honestly,
wrong.
embrace that shit.
I just know
embrace
it's
that
coming.
shit.
Yeah, I
I'll
do.
never forget you now with your acne shirt and the liquid diet thing. I think that's epic.
Okay, we'll take it. Thank
Yeah.
you. I mean, they usually end up going viral on the internet, so they're memorialized forever, and people fucking ridicule me. But it's fine. It's okay. It's
Bruh.
totally cool. It's just par for course.
On Trench, you do have two good like samples or interpolations, whatever people want to call them these days. The A Boy Is Mine from Brandy and Monica.
Mhm.
Is that easy to kind of just get cleared, or you just kind of make it and hope for the best?
It was not easy, but it happened. It was not easy. I will say, very grateful because I know so many people who have tried to get that sample cleared and they were like, how did you do that? How did you get that shit? And I truly don't know.
You really don't.
I really don't know. I just, you know, my team reached out to the publisher and it was just like, yeah, they're down for this. I was like, sick.
And then with Huey and Pop Lock and Drop It, same situation, or was that?
Very different situation, actually. That one was, in a way, harder to clear. It was just really hard to, you know, find the person of his estate and all that. But again, we did make it happen. Took longer. Rest in peace. And, you know, I think both samples were definitely, you know, very blessed to be able to clear such culturally iconic samples.
Do you use any of your Clive Davis NYU knowledge while you navigate the world of artistry? I always wonder that. I always wanted to go to NYU.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
I mean, yeah. Like who?
Did you?
Yeah, I got applied and didn't get in.
Oh,
I
okay.
got rejected live on the radio.
Live on the radio.
Yeah, I would open all my acceptance or rejection letters live on the radio, and they'd just be all rejections. So they're all documented somewhere.
That's totally.
It's really fun.
I also I applied for USC. I got waitlisted to the Harvard program at Berkeley. So I feel you. I really didn't get accepted to that many schools.
Well, NYU's pretty good.
NYU is a great school. I love that school. I mean, you know, it has its things, but it's so damn expensive. But
Still paying off loans. Like,
I mean, that's the reason that's one of the big reasons I only did a year, because education, dude, is so expensive. It's like you gotta like sell your life away to get an education. It's
real.
fucking wrong. It's crazy.
So in the year
But
you
do
were
I
there,
learn? Do I use skills? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, one of the best classes, two of the best classes I took in that program were a cultural music history course. It was titled Creative Music Entrepreneurship, but it was really, in essence, like a cultural music history course. That was incredible. This dude, Dan Charnas. And then another class that I really enjoyed was Jeff Parrott's, who was a songwriting and production teacher over there. Learned a lot from those classes. Beyond that, living in the city as someone who grew up in the boring ass suburbs was one of the most valuable things that could have ever happened to me. It was a complete like explosion in my brain of creativity and strangers on the A train, the way they dress, grandmas in Chinatown, the way they dress, going to Duran Jones and the Indications show just on like a Tuesday night, seeing Tae-shi at Music Hall Williamsburg, like all these things just really fed into my creative vocabulary so effortlessly in that city.
How do you know it was time to leave?
Because I spent my entire life savings on my first year.
Pay for it, yeah.
And I was like, do I want to put myself in debt? Not feeling those vibes right now. So I convinced my parents to kind of let me take a year off, and it was supposed to just be a year off, and then just different plans were had.
Now it's life.
Yeah.
It's lifestyle.
Yeah.
This is reality.
Yeah. Surreality. Love that.
You should be proud of yourself.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You're making New Jersey proud.
Oh, my God. This is the second time you said that to me. I'm like,
Truly.
This is so nice.
Yeah, I'm of New Jersey, so
Hell yes.
I support you.
I love
and
meeting fellow Jerseyans. Where are you from?
I'm from Philadelphia,
He's
so
close.
Okay.
we're neighbors.
Close enough.
He wishes he was New Jersey.
No,
Close
I
enough.
don't.
My
I do-
sister went to UPenn.
Oh, so did
Oh.
my
So-
dad.
Very
Oh, really?
smart.
And I also went to Parsons,
Very
so we were
smart.
neighbors in college as well.
Oh, shit. You
Yeah,
went to, what'd you study?
Design and management. It was like a business degree in design, but I also dropped out after a year and a half.
Ah,
So nobody here lasted long in college.
And then he joined our show.
And then I've been here.
nice.
I
Cool
tried
major,
school,
though.
too.
It is a cool major. That's why I took it, because I was like, I want to do the graphics and the design, but I want a business degree.
Very
So it
fire.
was really cool, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Seems
your
like-
dad was in clothing manufacturing, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mm.
One of my first introductions to like the love of fashion and visual language was that's how my grandpa kind of made a living or livelihood when he moved here from Korea in like the 70s. They set up a clothing, like a garment factory and garment district. So growing up, I would go there like every other Saturday and just kind of see how clothes were made, kind of pin random scrap fabrics onto headless mannequins, that kind of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, really cool. I'm very grateful for all of I'm grateful for my parents. Yeah.
New Jersey is a great place to grow up. I gotta say, like it really is. Like, and maybe I'm like a little nuts, but like even you have great access to culture that's very close to you. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like, it's not.
I love New Jersey. Don't shit on Jersey in front of me if you ever see me, guys, because I love New Jersey. I think it's the most boring place, and I think that is so important for. I think boredom is just so important.
You could literally get into Manhattan in like 35 minutes from your house.
Right. The access to that, all that stimulation is there, but I think
not-
this peace that you can have too will allow you to just, I don't know, grow an imagination beyond, I guess, all the things that are around that are fed to you, I would say.
That's real. And there is like, dude, there's access to culture, there's access to opportunity, there's access to things. Like, New Jersey is a good place.
New Jersey is a good place. That should be a t-shirt.
Your zip code really does make up a lot of one's success and exposure in life, right? Like, exposure does lead to success. And I do believe that like having access from my zip code into like a thriving cultural metropolis
Mm-hmm.
definitely affected who I became.
No,
100%.
access is huge. Access is everything, I would argue, honestly,
Yeah.
because, I don't know, even just, I'm really passionate about education and kind of investing in education for the next generation because I really think that it does come down to access. And, you know, access allows us to just become who we're meant to be, you know? So,
100%.
yeah, I shout out to New Jersey, shout out to education, shout out to
Real.
more equity in education.
Again, education shouldn't, like, the quality of education shouldn't be determined by one zip code. Quality education and the best possible education should be equitable across every single city and every single community across the country.
Absolutely. I'm learning a lot more about this because, I mean, it's something I've always been passionate about. One of my dreams as a kid was to start a school, and it is currently to start a school one day. And, you know, I've always wanted to incorporate this idea of philanthropy for education access and equity into things that I do. So for this last tour, we did an initiative where we raised money for programs like City Year. I don't know if you've heard of City Year, but they're kind of like, they provide a lot of extra support for students who might not have access to something like that. Worked with the Coach Foundation, just did a really a humble but symbolic and meaningful to me, and hopefully to those involved, initiative to kind of introduce this concept of doing what we can to bring more education access and equity to those who might not have that access. Because if you look at the numbers, it really is truly so stark and clear, like the inequity of, I read something like all like STEM degree holders, like less than 2% are Black women, that kind of thing. And, there's like $23 billion more that goes towards funding for predominantly white neighborhoods. Just things like this that you just look at it and you're like, this is just so clearly, it's like some bullshit, So I think, again, with the whole idea of embracing your full self, it comes from having access to the knowledge to be your full self, and to feed those parts of yourself. So yeah, I have no idea how we ended up on this topic, but I think we definitely should have talked about this.
I could talk about this for hours.
Great.
Thank you for fighting the good fight. And thank you for doing something that is genuinely vital for society. And that bullshit that you just mentioned, it needs to be mentioned that all that bullshit is constructed, right? This idea that like where funding goes and how it's rooted and who gets access and who doesn't, that's not by chance.
Mm-hmm.
It is orchestrated that way.
Absolutely.
By the way, same way there's environmental racism, there's educational racism, there's a bunch of things. It's so deeply wrong that like it takes somebody to step up and do something. So I thank you for doing something.
I mean, thank you for giving the space to even, discuss. And I think it should be an ongoing conversation, always. It's really important. It's really important to me. It's really important to the team that I surround myself with. Shout out to my manager, Paula, who is incredible with all the philanthropy initiatives and is just really super inspiring in that realm for me. And my mom.
Very important.
How do you feel about the early rumblings of Golden being nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song?
I'm feeling myself.
You should be.
And really proud of the team. I feel like being a part of it, just being a part of it alone is just incredible. So I can't imagine how, Maggie and Chris are feeling and the whole music team. I'm getting all the mental preparation for whatever is coming with whatever that comes with. I am mentally preparing myself for, and shout out to EJ too, because she's been in this game for so long, and since she was damn near like a, preteen, she's had such a long journey, and it's really just like person to person so gratifying to see her get her flowers as well.
It's a special thing.
Yeah.
You all have worked really hard.
Thanks. We've all worked hard here.
But it is true. Like the three, like none of you are new to this, right? Like,
no, I wouldn't say so. I think, we've all in our own ways faced this kind of very suppressing sometimes perception of like what you have to be or what you're expected to be as a Korean woman. And I think each of us in our own way have just been, for a long time, just living our most honest truths and hoping that resonates.
Any thoughts on doing a K-Pop Demon Hunters tour?
A tour. Sorry, I don't know why that was my reaction to it. Any thoughts? I think it's an interesting idea. I haven't heard anything about this. I think I'll be singing the alto harmonies on Golden, I'll be singing the lowest harms. I'll be if anything, just practicing those harmonies. But Who knows? Honestly, I really have no idea. I have no idea if this is something they're thinking of or.
Imagine the Saja Boys opening up for Hendrix. How sick would that be?
Yeah, they better open for us.
I mean, you're not part of Soda Pop, but it's a good song also.
And yeah, I mean, Saja Boys, they're fire.
Yeah.
Baddies. All of them.
Do you have a bias? Like, is just somebody watching as a fan?
Mystery.
Okay. Do you have a bias in your own group?
Mira.
Okay, but you are. You are.
You gotta
Mira.
pick yourself. You gotta pick somebody else.
Do you relate?
Bobby.
Do you relate to Mira? Bobby. That's funny.
Yeah.
He's great.
I fully relate to Mira. Yeah.
You do?
Absolutely. It's freaky. Even the line of her wearing a sleeping bag to the Met Gala. I'm like, that's some shit I would love to do.
Any idea of sequels? They have to be talking about it, right?
Yeah, they've been talking about some sequels. I mean, I think we're all kind of just waiting for the call and seeing if it's really going to happen, but it seems like something. And as a fan, I'm just excited because I would love to learn more about the backstories.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much depth. I already know for a fact that they've thought about all of this, like where they're from, who is related to who has these different secrets, whatever. And I know that they're definitely already have thought probably about all those things. So I'm excited as a fan.
I'm excited too. You excited?
Yeah.
Cool.
You don't seem excited. Okay.
Yeah, be more
He was like,
excited.
yeah.
Yes, I am.
Say it with a smile, bro. Say it with a smile. All of Audrey Nuna's music is waiting for you. It's on Amazon Music. Plus, you can listen to the entire soundtrack for K-Pop Demon Hunters, also on Amazon Music. There's a link below. I thank you so much for hanging out today.
Thank you.
Really. Thanks
Appreciate
for
you
coming by.
guys.
We appreciate you. Audrey Nuna, everybody.